Hello, beautiful. I feel like we need a little girl talk. We need a one-on-one intimate chat on confidence. So today I'm going to share with you everything about my personal experience, tools that I've gained throughout my life, and I'm going to share with you like a bunch of specific things that you can do in order to tune into your confidence and really embrace that confidence and that love you have deep within yourself for yourself and everything that you are. Before we do anything else, let's just take a few deep breaths just to really land in this space and feel safe in this space. I am so grateful that you're here, and for this video I want you to imagine that we're best friends, or like we can be best friends. I want to be that, because if you're here, I know that you're cool. I know that you're like an earth-loving, ethereal, magical fairy who just want to go to the woods, just want to dance and be in love with this life. Know that this is a room where there's space for absolutely everything that you're feeling, and nothing that you're feeling is wrong. Know that you are not alone in what you're feeling. That I am 100% sure of, because as a woman, it can be pretty damn hard to stay confident and to even gain confidence. Also, by the way, my name's Astrid. I'm a content creator from Copenhagen, sharing everything about self-care and sustainable, slow, cyclical living. So if you're into that stuff, I really hope that you're gonna stick around on my channel and maybe come say hello over on my Instagram and TikTok too, so that you can be a part of this beautiful community. I think I just got like a bird shit on my shoulder, so I'm just gonna try that off with a little leaf here. When I say intimate space, I didn't mean that intimate, but maybe the birds got me wrong. All right, first thing I want to talk about is my personal story. The reason I feel like this deeply matters is because you need to understand why I'm the right person to listen to when it comes to confidence. Growing up, I always felt deeply confident within myself, and obviously I had, just like anyone else, doubts in between. This is, I think, unavoidable, but overall I was super happy being the way that I was and that I am. And I'm gonna say I think this 100% comes down to my mom and dad really teaching me to stay confident and teaching me how to say no, how to set boundaries for myself. And this just made everything from the beginning of my childhood and into my adult life so much easier. Up until recently, where I hit like a real low in my life that I have honestly never experienced before. Just had some like really draining experiences that truly made me question myself. Now I'm at a much better place. This was like at the end of last year, but I still feel like, wow, I have had to work with myself in a whole new way. Like, I have never felt this way before, actually needing to dive deep into the ways that I view myself and that I view the world, and found myself comparing myself to others, thinking, like, completely losing my self-worth, thinking that I wasn't good enough at the things that I was doing, even though deep down I confidently knew that I still loved myself and that I was still proud of the choices that I was making in my life. Sometimes I just feel like this deep inner knowing of love can truly, like, we can truly become so disconnected from it that we can start speaking to ourselves in the worst ways ever. And something that I am constantly reminding myself of, which has helped me a lot and which is just the most simple thing ever, is first of all to ask yourself, would I treat someone I love this way? Like, would I meet my younger self and tell her these things that I'm telling myself now? Would I doubt my best friend and tell her that she wasn't capable of achieving her dreams? Like, hell no, I wouldn't. So why would I do that to myself? I'm someone I love. I am like the main love of my life. So let's just stop doing that. Like, completely stop doing that. And then we can move into the next steps now, I feel like. The very first thing that truly shifted my perspective when it comes to confidence was when I realized that there's something called the male gaze and the female gaze. And you probably heard of this before. Either way, I'm gonna go into it now and I'm gonna explain the whole thing. Women are constantly being sexualized. Like, we know exactly how to dress to be perceived in a certain way. We know how to talk, how to enter a room in a way that makes men look at us. And I think this is so deeply internalized within us that even if you're not out there searching for a partner, obviously, this can still easily become like such a big factor of self-worth and confidence, when truly it shouldn't be this way, because your worth is not in the way that you're perceived by men or by other people at all. Your worth is within you and yourself and the values that you stand for and the energy and love that you show up in this world with. But it's just not that easy to let go of this male gaze. So how do we actually do that? Well, now I'm gonna tell you, there is a bunch of books, there is art, there is movies, there are things that we can do to remove ourselves from the male gaze. When we start surrounding ourselves with these things that hold queer values, women's perspectives, and show us a world seen through the female gaze, the world around us will change, and so will the world within. And if you don't know where to begin, search for queer female writers and movie makers. Follow people on social media who make you feel inspired and supported and held in who you are. Spend more time with loved ones who see you not only for the way you look, but for your whole being. I want you to ritualize things that you're doing more often. So stop dressing for others and make like this whole sacred ritual out of dressing just for you. Maybe like light on some candles, put on some good music, and just really create a space for yourself where you're thinking, what do I feel confident? What makes me feel good? What makes me feel like I am embracing the energy that I want to embrace. And by saying that, I'm not saying that clothes define your energy or the way that others see you, but I do see dressing up as a really beautiful way to embrace a certain character that you have within, to embrace some different energies of yourselves. It truly allows you to tap very easily into like a more masculine energy one day or a more feminine energy another day. And it just also is a part of being creative to me personally. Dressing creatively is like a fun way to show off my creativity, and I absolutely love that. And I love the way that when I dress for the female gaze, I attract like the most amazing women. And actually, I've met close friends this way just by walking up to someone or someone walking up to me being like, damn, you look so cool, your whole energy, like. And obviously, when you step into a room and someone notices you, it's not about the way that you look or the way that you dress. It is about the energy that you radiate, the love that you radiate from within. That is so, so, so attractive. Like, the confidence that you have radiates, and confidence is attractive to other people. But I think that wearing clothes that make you feel confident can be like a really beautiful way to begin stepping into this confidence, if that makes sense. I can come up with a quick example. For me, feeling confident in my clothes means wearing something that is super comfortable and loose, stretchy, just soft on my skin. And also just wearing something in colors that make me happy. I love brown, I love green, makes me feel like I'm a bit closer to nature when I'm in the city, which I love. And then just feeling like sexy because I can move freely in my clothes. I can embrace the version of myself that I want to embrace. There are so many things that you can ritualize in order to make yourself feel more confident. It's all about creating sacred spaces for yourself that are just for you, making you feel like you are worthy of sacredness and special experiences and love and wholesomeness. I share like over on my Instagram also a bunch of these ideas, and I just recently shared a post that I feel like really fits into this little talk, because I shared the other day a post on solo dates ideas, like ways to date yourself this spring. And these are such small things that can make such a big difference. A few examples was make yourself a herbal blend that suits your needs, such as a heart opening tea with rose and hibiscus. Sit down and set some intentions for this ritual and just sip your tea slowly. Tune into a space where you are letting go of the way that you look and the things that you have to do, all of your to-do lists, all of your plans, everyone around you, just being with yourself and feeling this love for yourself. Find a good book, read a newspaper, read something that makes you slow down, makes you just feel happy, because happiness cultivates confidence, if you ask me. There is nothing more attractive than seeing like, there is nothing more attractive than seeing someone laugh and like not caring how their laugh sounds. That is the cutest thing ever. Can we just agree on the fact that all laughs are cute? And all laughs like make me laugh, make me want to laugh and be happy. And this naturally takes us into the next point that I'm gonna make, which is surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with people that make you want to show up with love towards yourself and towards this world, that make you want to do things that are good for you, that cultivate your creativity, your motivation, and your inspiration. Because in the end, we become very much alike the people that we surround ourselves with. So we want to surround ourselves with confident people and happy people to make you feel safe. I think just being in a room full of women who are holding each other in a safe space, listening to each other, giggling together, and having deep conversations can simply be the most healing thing ever. There's probably someone, maybe it's you, sitting out there thinking, but I did not find my circle of people. I don't know where to find these people that can make me feel safe and held in a space like this. And I just want to tell you that I know that when you keep showing up in this world with love and you keep showing up with your special energy, you will ultimately attract the right people. You will, like, regardless of everything, people will show up in your life, and it can happen at any moment when you least expect it. And if you feel like you're not in situations where you're able to meet new people, put yourself in these situations. Go search for women's circles in your local area. Start a yoga class. Go to a volunteering project, or maybe go to the comments of this video and write a little bit about yourself, obviously without writing any personal details, but like say hello and maybe connect with someone there or connect with someone on Instagram. In fact, I have met some of my best friends over on Instagram, which is so wild to think about. And I even met my partner on Tinder. So it's weird to think about, but these online communities can actually be really good places to meet new people when we do it in the right way. Just make sure to stay safe, make sure to take good care of yourself, meet in a public place the first time you meet someone. But we all know that. We are taught so many lies about our hormonal health and hormonal cycles. If you know me, you know that I absolutely love cycle syncing, and I know that to me, learning about my own biology is an amazing way of gaining more confidence, because the more that I know about my personal body and biology, the more I'm able to step into my full creative potential, and I'm able to live in the way that feels most healthy and most aligned with my own body. So the thing is that women have two internal clocks. We have a 24-hour clock and we have a around 28 days clock. But men only have the 24-hour clock, which means that our whole society is built around this 24-hour clock. Like, we get up in the morning, we have more energy, go to work, answer emails, we're social in the afternoon, tired in the evening, ready to sleep, lay on the couch, chill out. I made a whole video about this that you can watch if you're more into learning the basics of your hormonal cycles, but we are just quickly gonna talk about the fact that women's hormones change throughout the month. And when we're talking about hormones, it's really important to understand that your hormones are not something that are happening to you. Like, you are your hormones. Your hormones are what shape your personality, and they are what defines in a lot of ways how you show up in this world. So if you are not in tune with your hormones, it can be super frustrating and it can be super overwhelming in so many ways. It can lead to burnout after burnout, and it can also lead to not feeling super confident, especially if you always feel burnt out, but also if your body is actually trying to tell you that you need to change some things in the way that you're living. This could be to stress a bit less, for example, to take it more slow, and to just allow yourself to simply exist without having so many expectations to yourself. So what I want to say with this whole hormonal thing is that we're moving through 4 different phases, and throughout these phases we have different types of energies. So you might feel way more outgoing during your ovulatory phase, for example. This is when you are biologically made to go out and meet new people, feel extra sexy, extra confident, and extra full of energy, being able to go a bit further with your plans, have a bit of a tighter schedule, and it's the perfect time to meet new people. If you have something new that you want to try, it's really amazing to plan this according to your cycle and maybe doing it in your ovulatory phase, because then you know that you will be feeling like the most confident during this time. Or during your menstrual phase, this might not be the best time to go to a huge event and meet a bunch of new people. It's a really good time to turn inward and to reflect on this past cycle that you've been going through, and reflect on what you want to let go of, what you want to bring into your next cycle. So there are many ways of syncing to your cycle in order to step into a bigger level of confidence. If you don't know where to start with this, you could start tracking your cycle and gaining an overview of when you are bleeding, when you're in your follicular, ovulatory, and luteal phase, and you could just like make a little smiley in your calendar every day that explains how you're feeling. After a couple of months, you'll probably already be able to tell when you have more energy for certain things, when you feel more confident about certain things, and when you know that you have to hold more space for yourself to create these little self-love, self-care rituals, or cook yourself a warm and nourishing meals and just stay in for the night. And I think by tuning into our hormonal health, we are going to change this world. As soon as women start learning more about our hormones, which I feel is really truly happening right now, especially on social media, the world can never go back to the way that it was before, because we're not gonna allow society to shape everything according to men's hormones. Like, what is going on? That's just not right. We're gonna show up as our full, empowered, confident selves, and we're gonna tell them hell no. The topic of self-worth and confidence is a topic that I could speak on for so long, but I am going to sum up this video with something that I feel is really important. Like, every time I say something, I feel like this is the most important thing, but all of the things that we've gone through are equally important in their own ways. Setting boundaries is what I'm going to talk about. Is so necessary for so many reasons and on so many levels of your life. And it's really simple. If there's something that you don't feel like doing. It can be really empowering to say no, just as it can be really empowering to say yes. I feel like the yeses also become way more empowering once you start giving more no's. First of all, I want you to know that it is completely healthy and completely cool to say no. And there are many kind ways to do so, which I am sure that you can think of. Now, I want you to think about one time you stood up for yourself and you said no, and I want you to feel like you're in this situation. How did this feel? How did it feel saying no? Maybe it felt really good. Maybe you left thinking this was so much easier than I expected it to be. I could easily do that again. Then hold on to this feeling, and every time you have to say no, just remember this feeling. Place it somewhere in your body. We can place it in our shoulders. So every time that we want to say no to someone, it can be easy. Maybe you feel like it was actually really difficult to say no, and you left feeling insecure about having stood up for yourself. Think about how it actually served you for the better. Take out something positive of that situation. Remind yourself that you said no for a reason. Remember this. Remember that it worked out in the end. Whether one of those are similar to your experiences or whether your experience is something completely different, I think it can help you learn more about why you have a hard time saying no, or why you are good at saying no, and can help others gain more confidence saying no. When we all start setting clearer boundaries, it creates much healthier relationships, and it's so much better for all of us, because if you say no to me, I get to know you and I can trust you. I can trust that you're speaking your truth. So what we're taking with us today from this video is it's okay to have your personal story. We're different, all of us, and we all feel insecure at certain times in our lives. It's natural, and you will be able to work your way through it. We want to remove ourselves from the male gaze and appreciate the female gaze more often. We want to surround ourselves with people who makes us feel loved and make us laugh, make us feel safe. We want to search for these safe spaces. We want to honor our bodies, our biology, and our hormones, and we want to learn more about why we're feeling the way that we are, because we are all different. We want to tune into our own personal bodies. And last but not least, we want to say no and set more boundaries and reflect on the boundaries that we're going to set and the boundaries that can help us feel more confident. Thank you so much for being here. If you appreciate this kind of content, I would truly, truly love to see you in the comments. This means a lot for me and also helps my content reach more people. Maybe share it with someone you feel might gain something really positive from watching this video. And I would absolutely love to connect with you both here on YouTube and on my other social media channels. I truly love you and appreciate you for the way that you are. And I am so, so deeply grateful that you are showing up in this space.